It could be coming home, people. Yo, what's going on, friends? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. I do hope everyone's doing well. I really do hope that. Namaste. Welcome back to Chelsea News, the daily series here, of course, where I see what's being said around the Blues, giving you my opinion on said headlines, but hey, more importantly, asking for yours. You guys will be pleased to learn I found a couple of articles regarding Erling Haaland that I want to talk about and why Chelsea potentially have a, quote, boost. Boosts often mean positive, and Chelsea are, of course, reportedly going to sign a striker regardless. Ooh, exciting. Make sure you subscribe, settle in, drop a like, comment down below, and let me tell you, friends, this video is brought to you by Manscaped. Your balls will thank you, especially with ball wipes. Look, fellas, the future is now, and it's important to keep clean and groomed, and you can do that with Manscaped. Specifically engineered shavers so you don't nip yourself and you can shave all parts of your body. Man over here can trim his chest hair. Just what I need. They do all sorts of excellent gear, like that lawnmower shaver I've just shown you. They do something called the Weed Whacker, where you get your nose and ear hairs. Superb cologne that I'm wearing right now. I'm telling you about Manscaped because they offer so much decent stuff for male grooming, but because you watch my channel Football Therapy, you can have an excellent deal. Mwah, bellissimo. When you use my code THERAPY, you get 20% off and free shipping. That's right, 20% off and free shipping is of course a superb deal, especially if you're on the market for some shavers or just stuff to keep you clean, fresh and groomed. Go check out this excellent deal by Manscaped by clicking the link in the top of the description and enjoy yourself. Right, so like I said, two pieces of content in today's video, or two articles more specifically, that I will be referencing about Erling Haaland. I've been looking at the general fan consensus around social media about Chelsea, and people are really saying, yes, we'd like that extra central midfielder, and it does look like Declan Rice is a big target for Thomas Tuchel, but personally, I think there are alternatives as well, but generally people are just saying, man, look, as much as we trust the forwards, we trust our strikers, we need a gunman. We just do, fellas. Right, so the first article I'm jumping into is the Daily Express talking about Haaland, and then we'll move on to an article from the Mirror talking about this potential boost and what it means for the Blues. So strap yourselves in, pour yourselves a drink, and let's get into the first article. Right, so this one is a little bit more of the realism, how it will be difficult to sign Erling Haaland, but remember, Fabrizio Romano talks about how Chelsea will sign a striker, and that's the absolute priority. And of course, as things stand, top of that list is Erling Haaland. So before we talk about the transfer boost, let's go through what the Daily Express is saying. Chelsea will find it immensely difficult to sign Erling Haaland this summer. They have been warned. Borussia Dortmund are, quote, relaxed about Haaland's future despite Chelsea's interest in the striker, says Fabrizio Romano. Haaland is the Blues' top target this summer as they look to sign a new centre forward. The Norwegian hit 41 goals and 12 assists in 41 games for the Bundesliga giants Dortmund last term and is one of the most sought after players in Europe. Wait, he had 41 goals last season? I'll check that later, let's keep reading. After joining from RB Salzburg for around £18 million in January 2020, Haaland's ruthless goal-scoring consistency means his value has soared to £150 million, although the release clause in his contract makes him available for £64 million next summer. Come on, man. They're quoting £132 million more than what they bought him for. That is insane. Considering of the release clause, something we always talk about, they're going to lose so much money if they wait it out. Are they playing a psychological game here? While it may be expected Dortmund would prefer to sell for as big a fee as possible, now, to maximise their profit, they would want to hold on to their striker for another 12 months, even though they would miss out on a huge amount of money. And although Chelsea are eager to recruit the Leeds-born 20-year-old, Dortmund are keeping calm because they are under no pressure to sell. Haaland is under contract until 2024, and Dortmund qualified for the Champions League thanks to a strong finish in that season. I think Haaland might want to go, especially now Jadon Sancho is gone, like his mate that fed him so many assists that he liked playing with. Surely now he's going to be a bit like, oh, I want to go too. Having agreed to sell Jadon Sancho to Manchester United, the Yellow Blacks are under no financial constraints and are keen to keep hold of Haaland for yet another year, which is bad news for Thomas Tuchel's Chelsea. Transfer expert Romano said on YouTube, after selling Jadon Sancho, Dortmund are really relaxed. They are convinced they can keep Haaland. If someone wants to sign Haaland this summer, Chelsea and other clubs will have to break the bank. It will be very difficult. For his contract, you have to pay a huge salary if you want to sign him. Dortmund prefer to sell the player in 1 year, not now. They want to enjoy Haaland. They don't need the money because they sold Sancho to Manchester United. They're not in a rush. Haaland will be really complicated. The article then goes on to the quote from Erling Haaland last month about his dreams about the Champions League, and I've of course reported on that, linking him to Chelsea because Chelsea are of course the champions of Europe. Yes indeed, so he can realise and recognise that dream at Chelsea Football Club. Look, let's just talk a little bit more about Dortmund. Yes, they're relaxed and don't need to sell and want to enjoy Haaland for one more season, but I think they put out 150 million and probably expect Chelsea not to pay that. Maybe they would accept a bid around 120 million. That's still nearly double what they're going to make in a year's time, and think about all that recruitment they could do from across the pitch. And to be honest, man, Dortmund seem to have an amazing scouting network and seem to always get it right when it comes to recruitment. I just think in a sort of pandemic season or post-pandemic world, if you can make that much more money right now, then why don't you do it? Why don't you do it? And also, I think Haaland probably wants to go, and I don't think he's going to enjoy the same level of productivity if he's not as excited and driven, and, you know, Sancho's gone. I don't know, man, that's just me. Are Dortmund just playing poker though? Do they have their stern face on saying, we're relaxed, 150 million, go away? When really they're thinking, ooh, would be good to make silly amounts of money here. Well, some might suggest that yes, they are preparing for Haaland's exit with a new striker. So let's move on to the next article that we're talking about today from the Mirror, and reference why Chelsea could have a boost. No reason for dilly-dallying, what a word that is. Let's start reading the article from the Mirror and get some context of what's going on. Chelsea have been relatively quiet in the transfer window, but Thomas Tuchel is desperate to sign Erling Haaland from Borussia Dortmund this summer, while a couple of his players has already left. Chelsea boss Tuchel has not been able to tap into the club's vast wealth and is yet to sign anyone despite winning the Champions League in May. The German is keen on bringing in a striker and wingback with Haaland and Hakimi on his wish list. However, the latter appears to be set to sign for Paris Saint-Germain, while Borussia Dortmund do not want to sell their main man up front. Roman Abramovich could be a huge factor though, who could bankroll another summer of spending at Stamford Bridge. That is the elephant in the room that we haven't really mentioned in this video. Roman Abramovich is ruddy rich, and Chelsea have just won the Champions League. Put those two together, you would imagine there'd be some form of spending, especially when he wants to challenge for the Premier League, and clearly there's just one missing piece left on the chessboard to really challenge Manchester City. You put all those factors together and it does end up with Roman spending an incredible amount of money on a striker. Dortmund Eye Haaland replacement. PSV Eindhoven star Donyell Malen is being lined up as a potential Haaland replacement this summer. It comes amid the departure of Jadon Sancho, who's agreed a deal to join Manchester United, while the Norway international could also be on the way out. This is always positive when the selling clubs start looking at replacements, and that is a boost, ladies and gentlemen. Interest is high in the former RB Salzburg star, with Real Madrid, Barcelona and Manchester United keeping an eye on the 20-year-old. But Chelsea are desperate to bring in the striker, and Dortmund are realising that keeping Haaland will almost be impossible over this year or next. According to transfer guru Fabrizio Romano, Malen has been identified as a summer target, potentially paving the way for Haaland's exit. Smart. Well, Dortmund are always scouting players, but to be looking at a striker who plays for PSV Eindhoven, who scored a decent amount of goals and bagged a few assists in the Eredivisie last season, they're probably thinking, right, we spend what, 20 million on this guy, sell Haaland to Chelsea for 130 million, 110 plus, you know, plus all the money they made for Jadon Sancho. They can rebuild the team with loads of money in the bank. It's such a no-brainer, really, especially when Haaland's making sounds about wanting to have Champions League glory. You know, when the champions of Europe come calling, it all kind of makes sense. Will it happen? I'm not so sure. I still do genuinely think it's a difficult deal to pull off. But when the selling club is looking for a replacement, it is a positive for the potential buying club. And remember, Dortmund are renowned for this really strong stance. doesn't mean they're not going to sell the player. When they say he's not for sale, it doesn't mean they're not for sale. Jadon Sancho was always for sale. Do you know what I mean? It's like that with Haaland. They're going to lose half the value if they wait until next summer. I think a deal can be struck, but there must be stuff going on in the background, because we know often when Chelsea acquire, deals are getting done. So let me know what you think, guys. Comment down below your thoughts, feelings and opinions on this situation, on the transfer. What do you think will happen? Also, be sure to click the link in the description, go check out Manscaped, use my code THERAPY for 20% off and free shipping on loads of grooming gear, and get a nice look like me, trimmed chest hair, superb, and then, you know, your balls will thank you as well. Right, on that bombshell, enjoy the football. Peace.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me baby.